Hey everybody, welcome.
Hey, thanks for joining us on the show.
Yeah, thanks. It's been late. It's a late one. Sorry. That's completely my fault. But I am Paul and this is a top-down perspective. Joining me is the other co-host Sean.
Yes, just the two of us this week.
And John is away. He is
Do you know what
somewhere?
he's at? I forget the name of the thing.
He's at is he at the Hamilton, Ontario one or the one in SGC? I think it's SGC.
SGC sounds familiar based on his tweets.
Okay, so he is at SGC right now living it up with all of his
What is
YouTuber.
SGC?
It's Screw
SGC
Attacks
Woo.
convention, right?
I'm looking it up. SG convention. The entire Screw Attack. I see something saying Screw Attack. There we go.
Yeah.
Like the Twitter account doesn't even say the words Screw Attack. It just says we're the official account of SGC. Oh, thanks. What are you?
We're the account of SGC. Duh. Like,
Because
what else?
there's also a Screw Attack account. What is Screw Attack if it's not a convention?
It's a site.
So
Or,
there,
like, that's where, like, the Angry Video Game Nerd, they're a coalition of YouTube, not YouTube, just, like, internet content creators revolving around video games.
okay,
Yeah. They're one of those.
all right, yeah. So John's there, and apparently his flight went fine, which that's a first.
Ever. He's never
Yeah.
had a fine flight before.
That's true. Yeah, he's usually pretty bad, but and as the chat was mentioning, yeah, no dog cam this week.
Mm.
Apologies on that. But maybe when John gets back.
I think there's a dog upstairs I could steal and, like, put him on cam, but
Just steal a dog.
we're not gonna want that.
No, that's an awful idea.
Yeah, but
Uh,
yeah, this is a top-down perspective, and we talk
is.
about video games.
Yeah, on July 10th
Yes,
of
July 10th.
2014. Yeah, there you go. That's
That's
the
right.
that's the date. Don't forget it.
It's my friend's birthday today, so happy birthday, friend. I'm not gonna say your name because I don't know if you're okay with your name being on the internet. There you
Not
go.
even like a first name. Is it like a unique one? That's why you can't say it.
No, it's just Travis. So there you go.
Oh wait, like the Travis.
That one.
Okay, I have no idea. I don't think I even know someone named Travis. I know someone named Tavis, and I used to make fun of him because it's missing an R.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah, it's a wrong name. He doesn't
it's
have a
just-
right name.
I used to write an R on his name tag when he wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, speaking about video games and top-down perspective, what have you been playing this week, Sean?
I've been playing a whole bunch this week. Again, I'm still just going through Shovel Knight.
Okay.
And it's like it's just the more I'm playing it, the more it's just kind of clicking. Where I'm
Yeah.
getting, like once I get like I've gotten a bunch more health, bunch more magic, and a bunch more like abilities. It's like now I'm constantly not feeling like I'm like just on the edge of dying all the time. Now I'm starting to feel like no, I got this. I've got these mechanics. I know the different things I can do. You know, I figured out when to properly use the invincibility for a few seconds thing. The fireballs are pretty good, and I just got the punch, dash punch thingy.
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
okay. I kind of don't like that it's very, like that specific ability is very unique in where you can use it. Like there needs to be like a line of breakable objects, otherwise you can't really use it. Like I really wish it
Kind
was
of have
like a
to
dash
mash
forward.
it, like, a little bit.
I really wish it was almost just like a double jump, which would have been awesome.
Sure.
Which would
Agreed.
have been real cool. But no, yeah, that thing's definitely clicking. A lot of the levels, it's like, oh crap, here's an underwater level, here's an ice level. But you know, I'm doing okay. Even
Yeah.
when I was going for the dash thing, I went through the entire mines without dying, so I got that achievement, which
Mhm.
I wasn't even trying. It just came out of nowhere.
What did you think of the ice level and basically the end boss just being a Canadian with a snow shovel?
What makes you say he was a Canadian?
Because he's big and burly and has a snow shovel.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he was actually doing like some Canadian reference, like saying A or like I don't know, maple leafs or something.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. So I don't
No.
know. He was fine.
He throws snow at you.
Yeah, that's basically it. He seems like he'd be really hard because he constantly makes like spikes, which spikes kill you in one hit, which is
Yeah.
bananas.
Yeah.
But eventually, yeah, no, if you just figure out when to use that invincibility thing and you get enough health,
Yeah.
and because I have like the power-up attack, which is so powerful,
Yeah.
Because when I was first like buying attacks, I was like, none of these sound good. Like this one, I have to stand still and like hold the attack. I'm never standing still. I'm gonna die if I stand still.
Yeah.
Or stuff like when you have full health, you'll like shoot a blast like Zelda. It's like I'm never at full health, but now I'm starting to get to the point where I'm actually doing real good. So yeah, no, you just go invincible. You stand in front of someone, power up. You will like take out like a heart and a half almost. It is such a powerful attack.
I bought that armor that like after 2 hits on the head sort of thing, like the bouncing sword attack or
That's an attack one. Yeah,
attack.
two six, you do an attack.
3 charged up attacks. So for that fight, I would just jump on his head twice while he was barreling through, and then hit him.
So does it just make like one of your normal attacks a powered up one?
The next attack is a powered up one,
without having to wait for it to get charged up.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
It's really good.
Maybe I should go get that one. That's pretty good. I'm also using the armor that takes away less money when I die now. So I'm all red, which is awesome looking.
Yeah, I know. Like, if nothing else, the color change is cool. So there you go.
Yeah, definitely cool. So again, that game's just continues to click even further as I get further into it. There was actually a really cool moment. So I usually try and avoid all the enemies on the map because I just don't want to deal with like a little mini level.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because if I die on it, it's gonna push me back, and the enemy's still gonna be there, and it's just I'd rather just run into a village and run out, and hopefully they open the path. But one of them I couldn't avoid, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do it. And it wasn't like a mini level; it was like a mini boss fight against this like wanderer dude. Did you ever fight this guy?
Which one is he? Is he the one that throws boomerang?
No, this guy like turns into lightning.
Oh, okay. That guy was way easier than the other wandering guys I found.
Okay, yeah, this is the first one I found him. And I just thought he was so cool. Like he was just like all mysterious, and he's like, only one of us are gonna make it out of here. And it's just like this is like an awesome like we're just staring each other down. It's like there's like a sunset in the background.
It was like a showdown or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I went into that going, oh god damn it. Okay, let's just get this over. Holy shit, this is so cool. I am so pumped to fight this guy. And no, that's. The game just keeps showing me really cool things, and that is a special game. That's a very special game.
It is. It's really good. It really is. Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't think I've talked about it on the show much yet, but I've been playing Murdered Soul Suspect.
Okay, how far did you get into it this time?
So I think I'm about a third of the way in.
What was the last thing vaguely?
The last thing I did was the prison, not the prison. Yeah, like the police department.
Like the police department, and now
I'm on my way to a cemetery or something like that.
You're halfway.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, those achievements come fast. Like, hey, you found like 50 items, and it's like, yeah, I guess, because there's so many collectibles just like everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, based on my achievements and your estimate of how long I'm in, I thought it was a third, but I guess I'm halfway there.
Yeah, because the graveyard I think is a bit longer of a mystery thing, and then after that it's kind of almost 2 or 3 shorter mysteries.
Okay. So I'll probably finish that this week then. That game is just weird. There's things I like about it, and there's just so many like gameplay mechanics that just make me feel like this is so like just like taped together.
Did you notice how everybody in the cop station is playing Deus Ex: Human Revolution?
Oh, because all their
monitors
are like gold and black or something.
Well, it says Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
Oh, wait, does it actually?
Yeah, it's the startup screen for Deus Ex.
I didn't see that. I just saw the colors, and I thought it was just like mindless color. That's interesting. Yeah. But I'm seeing tons of stuff like, wow, that guy just walked through a wall, and he's not a ghost.
Yeah. Have you noticed that there's only like 10 civilians in the whole town, and they repeat?
Oh, like it. I don't want to say lazy, but it seems like it was like rushed.
I'll say it. It's lazy. It was lazy.
I think rushed is a better word for it, but
rushed is a more politically correct word. Motherfuckers are lazy, and that's why they are no longer a company.
And like so far, all the like stealth like fight the super ghosts. Like it's pretty avoidable. It seems to be just like don't go over to the glowing orange spot.
Right.
Which the game goes out of its way to be like, hey, we'll put a person just walking back and forth and you can just possess them. Okay, thanks for making the game easy again. What?
Okay. then the next area you go in, you gain an ability that makes those completely just not worthwhile anymore
Oh my,
either.
I don't even understand why it's in there. Exactly. It seems like this game seems like we didn't really know what we were doing, so we just kind of threw everything we could in there and hoped and saw what's thought of, like what would stick. Like
Hmm.
having played, and I keep coming back to Ghost Trick because this game is so thematically similar. Having
Yeah.
played that, where that game focused on like, no, you can't do anything besides move from item to item, and you are going to be watching this story. Like they focused so hard on this like one aspect, and they did so well. Whereas on the other side of that, Murdered Soul Suspect just seems like we're gonna just try and focus on everything. Like, hey, you want to play as a cat and do some platforming?
That part's the best part of that video game, as
It's
far as I'm
just like
concerned. As a
it's
game,
like, what is this? Why did you even design this part?
as
Like,
far as video game design and gameplay elements go, that's the part that feels like a video game. The rest of it is kind of like this storybook that is way harder than just turning the page to read.
it's like they didn't focus enough on enough in this game, and it's just like a really wide, shallow experience as opposed to like a really deep,
Yeah.
fine-tuned one.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with you completely. And it just goes downhill from here, so have fun with that.
That kind of sucks. Like, and you know, it might just not be fair because like my expectations are so high based on Ghost Trick, where it's like I know I have been through an insanely great ghost detective story. Here's the next ghost detective story. All right, I can't wait. I love these. Oh wait, your story is actually not that great, and your game kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So
And
maybe
you
I'm
treat
just
me
not
like
being
a
fair.
baby.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It is so handholdy. It is so handholdy.
like I know what this investigation is about. Like, I think one of them is like, what was Baxter doing or something. It's like, okay, I know. So why am I having to collect the other 10 out of 13 things? Why can't I solve this now? Oh, because the gameplay element is if you don't have all of them and then click them to close the investigation, your character doesn't know. So
I don't think you need all of them. There's definitely been a whole bunch of times where I was missing a couple, and I was just
you
like, I
need
hope it's one of these ones.
you need specific ones, yeah. And some of them are weird. It's like, what would let me know what she was doing? And then there's one that's just like exactly what she was doing. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like where would the mom be? And then you pick like the note that the mom wrote saying, "Come find me here." It's like I'll just remind her about the note.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it just yeah.
It's very thrown
One
together.
thing that I thought was kind of cool is the ghost stories aspect, which is where that whole like ghost boiler thing came in. That's the only one I've done. The other ones I haven't decided to look around enough.
The gas can one is literally like the thing that spawns throughout the whole game because you're always going back to the main town area as a hub, right? So
Right.
you can't collect all the gas cans until you're further along anyway.
Okay. Well, there was another one in like the in the church with like a gun or something, and there was like it was like a saw, and there was guns in the cops. I didn't do those because like I've gotten to the point where it's just like I don't want to trigger a super ghost showing up. I just kind of want to get out of here. So I did that first one with the ghost. What was I gonna say? Ghost water heater or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And those are kind of cool, like getting to just listen to like a creepy ghost story. Like it literally sounds like, you know, like '90s TV show. Hey, we went on a camping trip and we're gonna tell ghost stories at the fire. And it's just one of those. And you know, the one I listened to was just kind of super gross. And it was just like it's kind of interesting to put in there, I guess.
I felt weirdly at odds with like I know this is a video game and they want to have side missions and stuff because they want it to feel almost like an open world but like still very directed. So between I think you're going to the church or whatever. Like between where you start and then you're going to the church, some lady's like, "How did I die?" And then it's like, "Oh, I can figure out how I died." Or he died. Or like you're going to like the museum, not the museum, the somewhere else. I can't remember where you go, but it's like some dude died in a car crash. It's like
That's when you're going to the cop thing. I didn't solve that one. I was missing one thing. I couldn't find it.
But like, why? Like, I don't care. It's obvious because the car crashed. You're dead. Just deal with it. There is actually.
I don't know about that because the one with the girl on the beach, like you're like, so something you probably drowned, but then you find out like I don't want to spoil it, but you find out like maybe she wasn't killed and maybe something else happened. So it's kind of a twist on hers at least.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is that I don't care because I need to find my killer right now, especially since at the very beginning he literally says, I got to keep on this killer's trail. Like I can't let it go cold or
Well,
whatever.
you don't have to solve their problems. You can just walk past them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I know.
it's not like they force you to do it.
No, they don't force you to do it. It's just kind of a weird thing where it's like you could do this, I guess. Like, oh, okay, I'll go see what happened with this car crash now. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's forget about the
I
bell
guess, yeah,
killer.
like narratively, it's like, man, I gotta find this runaway child. She could be anywhere in this city. Oh, what are you doing? You look really upset.
Yeah.
And then your thing is always like, maybe I can help you. I'm a detective. It's like, well, that's really convenient.
Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but one of those like side mission things is literally just a woman saying, "Did he cheat on me before I died?" So you have to find out if this guy cheated on. Like, it's so dumb.
Oh,
There's a really
it's
sad.
definitely interesting. Like these people are doing nothing to solve their own cases, and they're just like, man, I'm really confused and just upset. Oh, you're a detective. Oh, this is great. This is awesome.
I've, I've been waiting here for 100 years, hoping a detective would come by to see how I died in my boat. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Right. But yeah, no, it's a weird game. I'll definitely finish it.
Yeah,
All I can say so far, just bottom line, is just go play Ghost Trick.
sure.
It's just so much better. What else was I playing? I've been playing a bit of some iOS games. So I played Rayman Fiesta Run, which is a sequel to Rayman Jungle Run.
Jungle Run? I played Jungle Run quite a bit, so.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing, except
Perfect.
there's more red.
Good.
Yes.
No, they did the right thing because that was really fun.
It's pretty good. So it's been forever since I played Jungle Run, but in Fiesta Run, like I don't know if this is much of a difference. They really want me to connect my Facebook account to it. I really don't.
I don't think Jungle Run pushed me that hard.
I don't think that this one's like. I wouldn't say it's pushing me that hard. It's just putting a lot of little pop-ups in the corner, being like, "Hey, we'll give you 500 coins if you connect your Facebook. You want to connect your Facebook?" It's like, no, I don't want to connect my Facebook.
Okay, Jungle Run didn't do that. Like, it wasn't blatant about it.
And here's the worst thing, is I was like, okay, fine. I'll connect my Facebook, like, whatever. I've connected tons of things to Facebook.
No, you fed it!
No, hang on. And it said, like, you can track with your friends and stuff. And I'm like, maybe I had a friend who played this game. And then I can, run against them or whatever. It was like, cool. Can Jungle Run, or can Fiesta Run post to Facebook for you? And I'm like, no. And I always hit skip during that one, and they're like, "Oh, well, you can't connect it then." And I'm like, "Okay, well then you lose." Like, but it keeps wanting me to, but like it'll only let me connect if it can post for me. And it's like, you are never getting that permission ever.
No, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's fine. You're running the whole time. You're jumping. You're being Rayman. It looks good. The music's
great
good.
music. Yep.
Yeah. The Ubi art's always great. It's like my fun little just kind of at work, just tapping along. Whatever. Yeah. What's definitely interesting is it definitely gates you, like because there's like little, if you get enough looms, which are the little yellow guys, then you get a blue guy, and you need enough blue guys to unlock new levels. Okay. And it's definitely forcing me to have to go back and collect more blue guys before I can get more levels and stuff.
Okay.
Which is definitely interesting, and the game's easy. But if you get all the looms in one level, you unlock the hard version of it, and that's when the game is like real. Oh. So it's almost like I just need to go through like baby mode to get to like the real game, and it's kind of like incentivizing me to every time I need more of those blue guys, whatever they're called, I'll go back, I'll 100% the baby level, and then I'll play through the real level, and that's just a lot of fun.
Sure. Yeah.
One thing that did suck about it though is there was a level that required a power I hadn't unlocked yet, and the powers unlock at very specific parts. So it was like it almost felt like a mistake putting this level before this other thing. Like, because you're going along a path, and whenever you get blue guys, you get more of the path unlocked, and then it will unlock more stages. And if you get to certain points, like, okay, cool, now you unlocked, punch. Now you unlocked wall run. Now you unlocked glide. But there was a level that required the glide mechanic before you unlocked glide.
Oh, that's gross.
Isn't
okay.
That's just super weird.
That's bad design.
Exactly. So I basically had to go back and because I was stuck at that point. I was like, well, I can't do this level, so I had to go back to other levels to get more of the blue guys to get the glide ability, so I could go back to this level. It just seemed like a weird mistake. Like, how do you miss that? So yeah. I don't know. It does have iCloud saves, so I can play back and forth on my devices, which is cool.
Yeah.
Um, and then the weirdest thing about Fiesta Run is the way I got it, because it was free.
Okay.
It was free through downloading the Expedia Flights app and redeeming their this week's reward.
Okay.
So I had to download Expedia something, which is like planes tickets or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then you
yeah.
go to oh sweet, thanks for downloading the app. Do you want one of our offers? And it's like yes, and it's like oh well here's Fiesta Run for free. Okay, thanks. I'm deleting this app now.
Wow. Okay.
That's how I got that. So
Sure. Okay.
that was weird.
That is weird. Kind of cool, I guess, but
It's a
whatever.
fine enough game.
It's a good promotional thing.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, and they got me to download their bullshit app that I don't care about. So,
Right. Exactly.
and then the last thing, I've only been playing this a little briefly, is Monument Valley, which is an iOS game I've been wanting to play for months since it came out.
I have no idea.
It just went on sale this week for half off. And if you don't know what Monument Valley is, you really have to go look it up because the art style is the big thing with this game.
Okay.
It's the closest thing I can think of is Fez in terms of you solve puzzles by rotating the world so that different parts of it line up through weird perspective shifts. And you know MC
Interesting.
Escher art?
I do. Okay, so there was a game a long time ago that I remembered playing called holy shit, it was on the PlayStation 3 store.
The Last of Us.
That was obviously it, but the
It's
other
not
one I'm
like The
thinking.
Last of Us.
No, there's one where the way you moved around is by changing your perspective and then different
Crush?
platform. Hmm?
Was it Crush? That was on the PSP and 3DS. Or DS. Maybe 3DS.
Uh no, I'm seeing if I can look it up here. But anyway, sorry, continue. Go
Yeah,
on.
so if you guys know what MC Escher drawings are, those are the ones where it's an infinite staircase in a square, but it's this staircase clearly could not exist, but just the way that this artist drew it, playing with perspective is the staircase connects to itself and stuff like that. So
Right, yeah.
this game is basically you look at it first off and it's this is an MC Escher painting, a super simplistic kind of one, and if I kind of rotate something. Clearly, this shouldn't work in reality. This building could not exist, but now I've opened up what it looks like a flat path for my character to walk across.
The game was called Echo Chrome, by the way.
Echo. Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Yeah. They came out with a second one even.
Right. Yes. Okay. From what the little screenshots I'm seeing it looks similar to this, except this has way more color and looks nicer.
Sure, yeah, that was very, very basic.
So maybe it's similar to that. But anyways, Monument Valley. If anyone has an iOS device, I highly recommend it since it's only $2 now. It's on iPhone and iPad. So I've only played the first 4 levels, and it's really, really easy. But it's definitely more of just I don't know, just I'm gonna relax and just kind of play a super simple, really nice looking game, nicely designed, and it's just kind of a nice. It's just a treat for your eyes the whole time, kind of. It's just this is cool. This is just a cool thing to look at and play a little bit. But don't
Sure.
go to hear this for a challenge. At least not yet. I haven't. Maybe it gets harder, but it is taking a long time to get harder because a lot of the times it's there's only one item I can move, and okay, I'll slide this up. Oh, there's my path. That was pretty easy. So there is no challenge whatsoever. But I've been
Yeah.
waiting for that. I was hearing people talking about that earlier this year. Came out
It
earlier.
looks really nice. So,
It looks nice. It basically kind of reminds me of a few of the really early Fez levels where it's these are not challenging. This is for you to kind of enjoy, and you're just gonna listen to some birds kind of chirping. There's gonna be some real low key kind of slow chip tunes playing. It's kind of just like that. And so yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's really nice for before bed.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna finish up that this week for sure. And I did play one more game that
Okay.
I can talk about.
Sure.
I finished the season 1 of The Wolf Among Us.
Okay, I'm ready to go back in there now that they're all out. So,
Cool. You should definitely go through it, and we'll do a spoiler cast.
Okay, I'm down with that for sure.
Cool. So what have you played of it so far?
Episode 1. I stopped after episode 1 and waited for the rest of them.
Any specific reason, or you just wanted it all together?
One of my favorite characters met their end at the very end of that episode, and I was just like, well, I'm done. And well,
Okay.
and also I don't like waiting to see what happens, so I'll play all of it at one time.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
playing The Walking Dead season 2?
No, I haven't played that at all yet.
Are you planning once that one's done to just go through it?
Probably on a day
Okay.
where I have nothing else to do.
Okay, because like Walking Dead season 2 is clearly the better of these two games at the moment, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Wolf Among Us has kind of just been a bit of a disappointment the whole way through, and I feel like the episodic nature has been doing great for Walking Dead because like they end on these crazy cliffhangers, really cool moments. Walking Dead or Wolf Among Us, they end on like a moment, but each episode's like maybe an hour max long, so they just feel so short with the
Sure.
episodic structure. So it might actually be better for you going through it all at once. But specifically with this final episode, I can say it was definitely better than the last couple. The last couple were super disappointing. You definitely get some real good like payoffs of like, oh man, I've been waiting for like Big B to just lose it. I've been waiting for this, and he
Okay.
definitely does. Dude
Good.
goes
Okay.
crazy. Dude's an animal, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So you definitely get
Perfect.
some cool stuff. There was definitely like a decision or two where I actually stopped and I was like, oh man, how should I play this? Because a part of me, the whole time I've been playing Big B as kind of like almost just kind of passive aggressive. Like, sure, he's pissed off, but a lot of times he's just like, I'm just gonna keep my cool. I'm a professional here, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
solve this case. Because yes,
That's
they give you
that's how I did it too.
like so many times, especially in this last one. There's an option that says just rip off his head, or in the last few, they're like kill this guy, and you could totally play it that way. And I'm like, I could see that, but the whole time I've been like, I'm just gonna hold back. I'm just gonna be cool. And there was a lot of times where I'm like, man, I really just want to rip off this guy's head. What should I do? Should I rip it off or should I do the other thing? And just so there's some cool decisions in this final one. Um, with that said, though, The Walking Dead season 2 is way better, and I like that game so much more.
Okay.
So even like the one like this is one of the better episodes for Wolf Among Us. I'd say that first one's real good. I'd say this one's real good. Still, the highest part of Wolf Among Us hasn't touched like the lowest part of season 2 of Walking Dead. So
Wow. Okay.
there you go. Yeah, kind of like I guess maybe like the B team is on this one. Who knows? But
Yeah.
I'll be writing up a review for that probably this weekend. So people can check that out on Comic.
Cool. Cool.
What have you been playing this week?
Payday 2.
Okay, all right,
That's it.
that's it.
That's literally it. Sinking some time into that. Basically, have a crew of 3 other people, and we're just trying to get really good at it, stealthing, I guess, because we don't like doing the shootouts. It's really boring because that game does not handle gunplay very, like, in a fun, satisfying way. So the satisfying way is that you kill guys on the down low, and then you steal shit and get out before anybody
So
notices
I
it's
played
gone.
like 2 or 3 levels with John. Were you in that?
No, probably
Okay.
not.
Okay. So because I remember we played with a group before, and it must have just been 2 of his buddies. So I played one evening of that game with him, and we played like a stealth mission. They were like, let's totally do it stealth, and they were planning all this stuff out. It was the most boring thing ever. I had nothing to do. Like, especially because like they knew the level, so they were just kind of going over and being like, "I got this, I got that person, oh and I'm sure maybe they were having fun because it was like, oh that person got up, no I took him out slowly, I hid that body, I was just standing there. And they were just like,
Yeah,
Sean, just wait here, don't shoot your gun or anything. And
yeah, yeah.
and it was literally like, okay, we've totally like the cops are not coming, we've silenced everything, we're just gonna sit here and let this thing open the safe. Should be about 7 minutes. What is 7 minutes? Okay, like what?
Yeah.
Or it's like, what was it? We need to open up every single one of these safety deposit boxes, and there was like 60 of them. So we just did that for like
Yeah,
8
I know
minutes.
which mission you're talking about
Oh.
specifically with that one.
And especially after that, I was like, guys, this game kind of this is like not fun. And then we played one where we're just like, okay, we're gonna shoot stuff. And that was way better. So
Yeah.
when you're saying you're playing it stealthy and you don't like the shooting, that just seems mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, because the shooting isn't satisfying. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, sort of thing, and you just kind of want action, it's fine. But like, if you're gonna do stealth, you kind of need a crew of like-minded people, and then it's fun. So to bring somebody else like completely cold in, and we're gonna stealth it, you're screwing that person because they are doing what you said and standing there. But like, if everybody's on the same page, everybody has a little job, and you all come together at the end with the loot, sort of
I
thing.
guess if I compare it to like Left 4 Dead, which it's quite similar to Left 4 Dead, so I knew Left 4 Dead way better because I played a bunch of Left 4 Dead.
Sure.
Specifically Left 4 Dead 2. So I guess when we were like being stealthy, it was like, all right, this is cool. We can see the witch. All right, we're working together to avoid the witch. And I guess that part was that it was tense and it was cool because I knew what was going on. But I still really preferred, like, even when stuff like just went to the shit in Left 4 Dead, it was like, we need to run because there are so many zombies coming out of these trees. Like, we just have to go. And that's just so much more exciting to me.
There's a different sense of when a horde of zombies like that are chasing you, it's fun. When a bunch of cops chase you and they have shields and some of them just do a whole bunch of damage and stuff, it's not. Okay. So like, there's a little bit of a difference there. My thing is that as a first-person shooter, I feel it lacks in a lot of qualities that I like in a first-person shooter, such as like Wolfenstein would have, where it's like, we know we're just this stupid shooting game, so we're going to make the gunplay and the weapons and everything just feel really good. Whereas Payday is very much like, the weapons are serviceable for what you're doing. So it's not this stupid action, like, fun thing. It's just kind of a monotonous, shoot the guys in the head until, like, bigger guys come in and then try to run away with the cash or something.
So I have two questions. One is a sub-question of the first one. First one is, are you a Battlefield player? And if so, are you excited for Hardline then? Because it sounds like what you'd want.
I am not a Battlefield player, but I have played Battlefield before.
Okay.
And no, because from what people have told me about Battlefield, they're trying to do a cops versus robber thing, but instead
Hardline, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Hardline, yeah. Instead of cops versus robbers, it's private military company against private. Like, it just feels like military companies against each other because.
But the gameplay seems to be the same. It's you're gonna like steal some stuff and fight the cops off, or fight the other guys off while you.
Can you stealth in it though?
I don't know. Well, to be fair, all I saw was E3, and there's no way they're showing a stealth mission at E3.
Sure.
So
yeah,
like, maybe you can stealth most of that game, but they were showing bank trucks flipping over and helicopters blowing up and zip lines and dudes with guns and America.
Actually, at least, like, the only thing I can think of that they showed at E3 ever that's been like a slow stealth thing has been Splinter Cell.
I would also say Assassin's Creed, now that I think about it. Sometimes they show some stealthy Assassin's Creed stuff. And they did. But
sure.
Regardless, my point for Hardline is they didn't show any stealth stuff, but at the
so we don't know.
They wanted a big, like, and Hardline, and then smoke blows up, and they're not going to do that with the stealth section.
But, like, if their focus is on just, like, the gunplay and, like, the heist that either, like, go wrong or something, or, like, we're driving away with this big payout and we're being chased and, like, our truck flips over and then we have to do a shootout, like, they might be able to pull it off. Overkill just didn't with what they were doing in Payday, I don't think.
Okay, well, Hardline, like, it sounds like they're trying to maybe go to that. Like, that's
right,
just
and I'm sure they'll succeed. Like, Battlefield games are good at what they do if you just want, like, a military shooter thing. So I'm sure they'll do great at it.
So is your interest, like, at all piqued to check it out or anything? Or
not really, but I probably will. I try to check out whatever I can and then see how I feel about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's all you played this week?
That's literally it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go on to the news. So I put a bunch of the news stories here.
Yeah.
First thing off is Cliff Bleszinski has returned to the game industry.
Oh, snap. Cliffy B is back.
Yeah. So he announced on Twitter that he has started a company called BossKey.
Okay.
Which, there's a couple things. Like, what is BossKey? Is it like a reference to, like, you have to get the dungeon key, boss key, like from Zelda? Or is it a reference to old 90s PC games where there was a key on your keyboard when your boss came so that it would hide your game?
Why not both?
Maybe. I'm just saying that'd be pretty cool if all BossKey games had a BossKey, because
That
maybe we need some more BossKeys.
I think we do.
Uh,
I think we do.
Regardless, they've teamed up with a Japanese company called Nexon, which just constantly makes me think of an oil company.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really weird name. Okay.
Because isn't Exxon an oil?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Exxon. Right. Anyways, Nexon. Apparently, they do a bunch of free-to-play games. He's making a free-to-play sci-fi PC arena shooter, codenamed Blue Streak. That's
So
all we know.
MOBA.
Maybe. I guess arena shooter would make you think MOBA.
Yeah.
They're the hotness.
Or like Unreal, I guess. An arena shooter specifically would be more like an Unreal, probably. Unreal tournament games.
Isn't the A in MOBA arena?
It is, yeah, but there's like the Unreal tournament games are literally just like first-person shooting, like death matches in a small area.
I guess.
No
At that point, you
objective.
could say any like multiplayer shooter is an arena.
Kind of, yeah.
So, yeah, we don't know much. We just know he's doing Project Blue Streak, and his company's name is BossKey.
Cool.
That's his return. Next story, and I don't know if this is interesting to you as a MOBA player, but Gearbox is making a first-person shooter / MOBA thing.
Sure, Battleborn, yeah.
Battleborn. Did you watch the trailer or anything?
I did, yeah, not like recently, but I have seen it.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know anything about this. I just thought,
Yeah, I mean, it could
Is that interesting to you as the MOBA player?
be okay, yeah. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I don't think everything Gearbox touches is gold, so they could
Dude,
screw
they
it up.
talk about Duke Nukem Forever.
Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Well, and also I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the writing in like Borderlands, but I am a fan of the gameplay in Borderlands, and a MOBA
Borderlands,
is literally just gameplay.
Okay.
So it could be okay. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm always up for trying a new MOBA. See if
And I will
there's
say
any good ones.
Battleborn, no E at the end. When I wrote this headline in our doc, I put an E there, and then I realized, oh wait, they didn't do that. And I had
Had to go back in and fix it. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Sure.
Next bit, exciting for both of us, Hearthstone is getting an update relatively soon.
Yeah, the Nax expansion is coming out.
And this one is Curse of Naxxramas.
Curse of Naxxramas, yes.
Naxxramas.
It was a 40-man raid back in the vanilla WoW days that later became a 25 and 10-man raid in the Wrath of the Lich King expansion a couple years back.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a lot of WoW. I know my Blizzard stuff.
Sure. So I guess okay, Naxxramas.
Just Naxxramas, yeah.
Okay.
Or Nax, Naxx is fine.
But double X when I'm saying Nax, just so you guys know.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm saying Nax, both X's are in there.
That's right, yeah.
So Nax is coming to World of Warcraft? Like there's two things coming out?
No. So it used to be, it still is, but it was a raid. It was the hardest one back in the very vanilla WoW days, like where the top level was 60. It was the hardest raid in the whole game, and then they brought it back later on. But what they're doing is basically it's an expansion for Hearthstone, which is a single player.
And it's just an expansion. Like they're not tying this to WoW in any way, besides the fact that the names are the same and.
They're tying it to WoW in that this will actually feel like a single-player raid in a card game.
Right.
Like,
I wasn't sure if there was also like we're putting new content in WoW and they kind of go hand in hand.
No, but what they probably will do is like maybe if you have the Naxxramas expansion or whatever for Hearthstone, you might get like a new mount or something or guy in WoW, but it won't be a like big thing.
Exciting stuff. Anyways, the new story is they've released the pricing info for Curse of Nax.
Yes.
So that's the big thing. So it's kind of convoluted. So the first thing that people have to know about is there's going to be like a launch window kind of part.
Yes.
Players can, start this event, and if so, they get access to the first wing, and they're breaking up Naxxramas into 5 wings.
Well, Naxxramas was always 4 wings.
What is a wing?
It was like when you got into Nax, you were in this middle area, and then you would have
Oh, like
four
like the
hallways.
wing of a building.
Right, exactly. You would have four wings, and then
Huh.
the last boss area after that. You would have to do all four wings before you could go to the final
Okay.
boss.
This is just like really making me think of Pokemon trading card game,
Sure.
the game, and that's
Okay.
so good. And I think that just got released in in Japan on the Virtual Console or something.
Oh,
Is it Japan or
really?
Europe? Yeah.
Hmm.
Ah, that game was so good. Oh man.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And now I'm thinking of like that PlayStation 1 Yu-Gi-Oh card game I was playing, but it wasn't as good. Anyway, so all right, all five wings. So if you buy
Yeah.
all five wings, it's $25, which I thought was insane. I thought these
Okay.
prices are insane considering this game was free. Like, it was a
Right.
free game. I have put no money in this game. Anyways, if you already own the first wing and you want to get the next four, it's $20. If you own the first two, they go down by five. If
Sure.
you want an individual wing on its own, it's
Hmm.
$7. So there's you get a deal. You save $2 if you buy like them as a bundle. The
Sure.
cheapest way to do it is to get the first wing for free and then buy four. That's the
Sure.
cheapest way.
Yeah.
Or you can also use in-game gold, which it seems like it's about 700 gold is 700 is $7, which I rack up gold so slowly that would take forever.
Well, you would only have to do the dailies every day for about a week or two.
What? How much gold are you getting?
You have 3 dailies every day that you can
But
do.
don't you get like 10 gold for each thing completed?
I can't remember, but they're easy enough. I don't know. The gold isn't hard to get by if
I
you
just
play a
remember,
lot.
isn't it 100 gold for a booster pack?
Yes, that
And I
is
think in
correct.
the entire time I played, I opened 2 booster packs.
Really?
Maybe I suck, which could totally be the case. Like
Okay. Sure.
that could totally be the reason. But it just seems like there's no way I'm gonna get this whole thing. For one, I'm not buying it,
Sure.
and for
Sure.
two, there's no way I'm gonna play the game enough to get enough. But regardless, single player does sound exciting. And I'm gonna be a whiny baby and say, why isn't my free game more free?
Sure.
Give me more
Where
free
I'll
stuff.
take the opposite stance and say I will be getting this the day it comes out, and I've had more gold or like than this for a long time.
So it's gonna be free for you. You already have enough to buy it.
Well, I'll buy it still because I'll use the gold for booster packs when I get
Oh,
it.
okay. Well, there you
Yeah.
go. Anyways, yeah, the cheapest solution is play that launch event, get access to the free first wing, and then buy the next four as a pack for 20
Absolutely.
bucks. That's the
Yep.
best deal. What else is on for news? What did I write down?
Kirby Fighters.
Right. So two small eShop games were announced, and they're coming to Japan.
Hmm.
These are based on the mini games from Kirby Triple Deluxe, which is a fantastic game.
I
Um,
never played it,
yeah,
but
that was on 3DS. Came out a couple months ago. It's
sure.
really good. It is really
Okay.
good. They've announced Kirby Fighters Z and DDD's Drum Dash Z, which I didn't find that minigame fun, really, but that was another minigame within that game.
Yeah.
The exciting thing is, DDD's Drum Dash, or not, sorry. The exciting thing is the Kirby Fighters game. That was a fantastic minigame. It's basically the Smash Bros thing, but for the Kirby powers. And it looks like they're kind of expanding on that. It looks like it's going to be 300 points. Oh no, 300 megabytes. So I have no idea how much this is going to cost. But they're going to have new stages, battles. Downside, no online play, which they didn't have online play for Triple Deluxe either, which was a bummer. But that's just cool that they're doing more with that because that was definitely fun. And
Sure. It
hopefully,
looks cool, actually.
yeah, no, this was definitely like a really cool, just like here's a bonus game, but it was like really fleshed out. Like there was items you
Hmm.
could play. Like it was full on Smash Bros.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's a great mini game. So that's cool that they're bringing that out separately. I'm really curious what the pricing will be. Oh no, they have it down at the bottom. Here we go. Fighter Z comes out July 23rd in Japan for 500 yen, so $5, and DDD's Drum Dash is the same day for 750 yen. So that makes no sense. But good thing the good one is cheaper. Who's gonna buy King DDD's? Okay, whatever. That's a don't buy that
There's
one.
somebody that loves it out there. You know it.
I'm sure there is. It didn't click with me. Hopefully we get those because that would be fun. And then the last thing, small thing, is the App Store. The iOS App Store turned 6, I guess, this week, so a bunch of games are discounted, one of which was Monument Valley. That's when I picked it up.
Happy birthday, App Store.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah. All right. And a couple other notable ones is Threes is down to $1. And the Room 2 is also down to $1.
Oh,
but there's a whole
nice.
bunch of stuff on sale, so just take a look. But I highly recommend at least those 3 games.
The Room and the Room 2 are both very good.
Yeah,
So,
those are fantastic. You got like
They
an
are.
iPad or like a tablet. Those are
Yeah,
good.
for
I'm
sure.
pretty sure the Room 2 was free for Android like last week, like 2 weeks ago or something. I noticed online.
Yeah.
So those are definitely some cool games. And that'll do it for the news section.
News, yay, we did it.
Let's go on to questions.
Questions?
Questions.
Okay.
Questions.
Actually, we have quite a bit. Okay.
We're getting a lot of questions. We're getting a lot of questions now. So
Sure, that's a
some
good
ones
thing.
this week. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we'll start off with questions from Andrew Wheely. I'm sorry. Sean, I'm screwing everybody's name up. So Sean, seeing as you hate everything that starts with new, how would you react to new Super Smash Brothers?
Okay. Now I just want to preface this with I'm not like the biggest Smash fan, so
Right,
like I
so
don't
you
know
would
why
hate
they're
it anyway.
tying why are they tying this game
Like,
to it?
If you hate the color green, what about a green car?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. Don't get me wrong. I played so much Melee. I did not play that much Brawl though. It just I don't know if it passed or it didn't click or something.
Same
So
thing.
how would I
Yeah.
react to a new Super Smash Bros? Initially, I'd be like, well, all those new games suck, but I keep playing them to see what they're like, hoping that they're good.
And I still go back to Melee every now and then. So
Yeah. So
they could do it good again.
I would assume first off it'd be like, well, it's got the new curse. It's probably going to be terrible, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and try it, and hopefully I'm wrong. But Nintendo keeps burning me with that name, so there you go.
Sure. All right. Another question here from Daniel Lee. Are both you guys going to watch Evo Fighting Game Tournament or SGC event streams this weekend? I'm going to answer and say no to both, and I don't care about Evo.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to do either, or like I don't know if something exciting is popping up on Twitter, I might tune in briefly, but I have no plans to really watch them. I'm not,
Yeah.
and I've never really cared about Evo because I can't follow those. I can't follow fighting games. Like I don't know if they're doing something amazing.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not great at fighting games, so it'll just look like they're fighting to me.
And besides, International 4, Dota Championships, fuck Evo.
I'm not gonna watch that
I
either.
said, whatever. Fuck
But
all.
those did start this week. That's right. But isn't
Yeah.
it just like the beginner stuff? Like it's not the real event.
It's all real, baby, when it's
Okay.
Dota.
Alright.
It's all real.
And Not a Skeleton also wrote in asking if there's any hype for Evo 2014. Not from us, it seems.
Yeah, I think we answered that inadvertently. Sorry.
Allison writes, I noticed that the Wii U gamepad loses battery power a lot. How do you guys handle that issue?
Keep
when
it plugged
playing
in.
Wii U? I don't like even when you're playing, you keep it plugged in.
Yeah, because like my TV is right back here, and my couch is right there where the controller's plugged in.
Okay, so what I do is I got my TV behind me, and then I got my bed, which I'm usually on.
Mm-hmm.
The gamepad's not plugged in while I'm playing, but I have the little cradle plugged in thing just on my nightstand, so it just kind of always goes back down on that, and that's how I keep it charged. So I'm never playing for I don't know what the battery life is, but for a significant length of time.
The only time it's unplugged for me is like the bedroom's right down there somewhere. So like I'll play it in bed while I'm going to sleep or something, and that'll maybe be 15 minutes of something.
When you're not specifically not using the TV.
Right, exactly.
Right, yeah. Marshmallow writes in, what is your favorite game that has multiple endings?
Okay. This is a little fuzzy for me because it's like, does he mean what's my favorite game with multiple endings, or what's my favorite game with good multiple endings? Because Mass Effect has multiple endings, and I love that game, but the ending's the same ending, except with different colors each time.
That's true. You can answer both if you want. Like he just says, what is your favorite game with multiple endings?
Okay, Mass Effect for the game, I guess, like the all three
Like Mass
series.
Effect 3.
Well, 1, 2, and 3 because they're all kind of the same story arc.
Okay.
But that, I guess. Do you have any?
I feel like I have to give it to 999 because it's the
Okay.
best use of multiple endings possible.
Okay.
Like
I
it
don't
just
know
kind
what
of
it
wins.
is though.
It just kind of wins by default.
Okay. Like, what are some other games just off the top of your head that have multiple endings that aren't just like Chrono Trigger was a pretty good one, I guess, for back in
Yeah.
the day.
Beyond. Did you play Beyond?
Oh wait, Heavy Rain? Like we could say anything David Cage does, maybe.
Yeah, those have multiple endings. That's for sure.
Okay, yeah.
Um, oh, here's a good one. This is actually here's an answer for me. Catherine,
Okay, I still haven't beaten that ever.
dude, you gotta find out what the ending. I played through that game twice. I have a Catherine shirt.
Really?
Well, I went to PAX that year and I was like, oh,
What
this is.
about a body pillow?
I know. You're mixing me up with Nathan.
Right, yeah.
Was it actually a body pillow? I know the boxers came in it.
No, I don't think it was a body pillow, was it? Maybe a poster.
Maybe it was just a normal pillowcase,
That might be it.
but it was definitely boxers. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so
Oh, he
there's a few.
says right in the chat, good multiple endings. So I guess Mass Effect doesn't count for me, unfortunately.
I'll still stick with my 999, and Catherine had some interesting endings for sure.
I guess I'll go with Chrono Trigger. We'll
It's
just
an
do
easy
that.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Marshmallow also asks, "What's your favorite game where you can be a bad guy?"
Dirge of Cerberus? I don't know. That wasn't a good
I own
game.
that game. Actually, I own Nathan's copy of that game.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played it.
You both won out of that deal because you didn't pay money for it and he got rid of it.
No,
So,
I bought it off him. I think for like $5.
okay, that's still kind of
He
okay.
well, he was trying to get rid of it, and I was like, I haven't played that. That seems like I don't know if important is the right word, but it's a noteworthy game. Like it's
Sure.
tied to this thing. So I was like,
Vincent
I should
Valentine.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy 7,
sure.
where you can be a bad guy. I never play as the bad guy.
Overlord. You are literally the bad guy.
Never played that.
Okay. It was okay.
Like I'm thinking of games where I could have been a bad guy, like Infamous, but I never do the bad guy choice in any
I don't
game.
either. When you're given the moral choice, I
Yeah,
always
so
go for the other path.
play as a bad guy. There's got to be like a silly kind of small game out there where you're the bad guy.
Sure.
I just hmm.
What about like Braid? You're technically like chasing the princess.
Dude, spoilers for that ending. Holy smokes.
Well, just saying.
What is the video game equivalent of Megamind, the movie starring Will Ferrell?
I don't know. Oh, this is the most obvious answer. It's Payday 2.
Oh, well, yeah, there you well, actually, wow. How did you not jump to that one already? That's true. There
Because
you
I
go.
guess I never consider me a bad guy. I'm just fighting against the man, government. They're the bad guys.
Robin Hood.
I'm the working man.
So, wait, at that point, could I almost say Batman because I'm the vigilante?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Like
I don't know.
there's a weird moral ambiguity area that we're reaching.
All right, last question from Marshmallow. If you were a giant robot, what weapons would you be armed with? He would pick twin Buster rifle, 2 original GN drives, and GN Sword 5. I don't know what any of that is.
Yeah, so Marshmallow, if you didn't know, like I know Marshmallow pretty well. He is the biggest Gundam fan in the world to the
Are these
point where
Gundam things?
he knows like technical aspects of like every Gundam suit and all this weird stuff that he always gets really excited about, and I enjoy that excitement, but I can't follow him down this path. So like
Okay.
it's just like it just sounds to me like some
Like
scientist spouting off
GN
all this
Sword
stuff.
5 sounds so specific.
Yeah, right, exactly. But it's like I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Um, What would you be armed with? You're a giant robot.
A giant magnet.
Immediately, I thought of that sweet whip sword from Pacific Rim.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought of
Uh,
that immediately because that part's just so bananas and silly and weird.
sure.
And then
Like,
I thought of an entire shipping ship
okay.
as a sword, also from Pacific Rim, or
Oh, okay.
like a big tanker thing.
Like Metal Gear Arsenal or something.
No, like in Pacific Rim when he uses like the boat as a
Oh,
sword,
like literally like a
like
boat.
like the shipping boat. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Oh. I mean, I guess I would just have like guns, machine guns as like basic weapons, like missiles
I'm a
probably.
giant robot and I'm gonna have guns.
The thing is, okay, can I trade in all of my guns for just like being 5 times bigger than any other big robot? Because I'll just be like the robot that stomps other robots. I'm okay with that.
But what if you're like so slow and then the fast robots beat you?
Hmm, that's true. Okay, I would have a shield that anybody that touched it blew up instantly, and people that looked at me, their eyes would explode. There you go.
What? Initially, I was thinking, so you're gonna be that shield guy from Risk of Rain. But then you
Right.
said people explode when they touch you, and that doesn't happen. So you're the shield guy from Super Time Force, because he can actually hurt people
Oh,
by
okay.
shield bashing them, and they will explode.
Sure,
And,
I'm okay
and,
with that.
and I hate playing as him, and there's an achievement for doing a level with just him.
So you're never getting that achievement then.
I probably could if I go to like level 1, but I just don't want to. I don't. He's not
Yeah,
fun.
sure.
All right, what's the next question?
Next question. Oh god. Oh, okay. Here we go. Foxy the Kid asks, if one were to fix a famously broken game to be it a ROM or remake, what game would you want to see done and the changes made?
So I'm interpreting this as a game that came out that was kind of broken. Like pick
Like
a game and
Murdered
make it
Soul
better.
Suspect?
Yeah, like pick a game that's not great or whatever and make it better. What game would you do? You
Like broken mechanically? There's
I don't know.
probably a few I can think of maybe.
Okay.
Um
I would be really excited if Murdered Soul Suspect was a better game for sure.
sure, yeah.
I'd be really excited if Beyond Two Souls was a better game.
Sure, but I mean, you don't need to fix that game. You need to put David Cage in in a cage and whip him until all his bad ideas are gone.
I don't know if you need to do that exactly, but maybe get him an editor.
Dude, no. Like his last name is Cage. It says right in his name what he needs. He needs to be whipped in a cage until
But
his
Nicolas Cage's last name is Cage, and we don't want to cage him up.
No, because he's been uncaged.
You can't cage the cage.
Exactly. This is the dumbest thing ever.
This is pretty bad.
Um,
Okay, a broken game that I would love for it to just be better.
the only thing that really comes to my mind, and like it's weird because John isn't here, but it's Superman 64 because that game could be good if it just wasn't what it is, which is a terrible piece of garbage.
But at that point, shouldn't you just say like any Superman game? Like just pick any of them
Sure,
and
sure.
make a good Superman game?
There must like every other Superman game must be able to function like with a controller though.
Dude,
Superman 64 is broke.
did you play Superman Returns?
No, I
It's
didn't.
a really bad game.
I bet it is.
I played that game and it's really bad.
I bet. Yeah, I bet. I don't doubt it at
It's
all.
not. Oh my god, I don't know why I played that game. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I guess you could say a lot of PlayStation 1 era games when they were trying to still figure out 3D, like 3D environments and control schemes and stuff like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and say the trolley answer and say Mega or not Mega, Mario 64. They should make that a good game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What? Ocarina of Time's a better game than Mario 64, and I still don't like that game. So.
What? Okay. Thomas writes in. Hey fellas, what is the most trouble you guys have gone through to get an achievement?
Oh.
other than simply buying, renting a game you wouldn't have otherwise.
Oh.
So I said a few of these on the show before. I'm gonna try and think if there's like another one that I haven't talked about.
Yeah. uh. For achievements, World of Warcraft implemented an achievement system about 2 expansions ago. And there was one that was like, do all this dumb shit for like a seasonal thing, so maybe that. But I was playing a lot at the time anyway, so it wasn't trouble, it was just playing, I guess. I don't really care about achievements enough to go out of my way for them. Ever. So, I don't know.
To jump back to our last question for a second, people in the chat, a few people are saying Sonic 2006.
Sure, yeah, okay.
See, now my problem with that answer is like that just sounds like people grasping at straws for a good Sonic game, which I think we're done. Like there is no reality in which there's the good Sonic game. Stop fooling yourself every time they announce a Sonic game.
For Sonic 06, I think some of the biggest problems with it is that it honestly felt like they released it before they did any bug edits, though. Like, it still wouldn't be a good game, but that would make it more
I don't know. It
playable.
just sounds like a Sonic game.
Yeah,
Sonic
like a
sucks.
3D Sonic game for sure. They've done, I don't know.
I'm just so tired of Sonic.
Sure.
Just can you just please stop for a bit? Like I just don't want to think about Sonic for like
Also,
3 years.
Comet Strider says in the chat, they did a remake for Mario 64 for the DS. Didn't work out, or didn't work that great. So there you go.
There you go,
Boom!
yeah.
Internet.
Yeah.
2 of us.
Okay, achievement. What's an achievement I haven't talked about? Because I'm sure I've done some stupid ones.
Yeah.
Right, because I'll say it again. I played way too much Turok multiplayer for 20 stupid points. And I did the endless set list in Rock Band 2 like 2.5 times.
Oh man.
In fact, the Bladder of Steel achievement where you're not allowed to pause it.
Yeah.
I did that.
Ugh.
But like those were still fun times because you get a few buddies over, you're all taking turns, and then someone just accidentally slips and hits that guide button at like 3 in the morning.
So, like, what about hardest achievement in that I got an achievement for doing something I didn't want to do, but I wasn't going for the achievement?
Like what?
Like the achievement for beating Quantum Theory on the PlayStation 3, and I didn't want to play that game anymore after 20 minutes.
That game is not that bad.
It's really bad.
What about that story? That twist? You don't see that coming.
Are we talking about the same game?
Oh, sorry. No, you're thinking your Quantum Theory. Right. That game is
Quantum Theory is the bad Gears of War clone.
You're right. Yes, that game is so bad.
You're thinking Quantum Conundrum.
No, I'm not thinking Quantum Conundrum because that's the Portal thing.
Okay.
I'm thinking, what's the one where you can like talk to it?
Talk to what?
The game, like you can actually talk to your like teammates. Like it has like headset support. Came out like 2 years ago.
Oh, are you talking about
Binary Domain? That's what I'm thinking of.
Binary Domain's amazing, so I don't even care.
No, that's great. That's what I thought you were talking about. And I'm like, no, come on, Binary Domain's great.
That was like legitimately one of my favorite games of that year.
Quantum Theory, that's right. Yes. How did I end up with a copy of that? I think it was one of those like EB Games promotions where it's like, hey, you play it, and if you bring it back in a week, you'll get all your money back. And
it's still not worth
that
it.
Thing back. I totally did that.
Yeah, bringing it back for sure. It's still not worth your week worth of time, though. But you wouldn't know that unless you play it.
I played about 20 minutes, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
No, yeah, it was
really bad. You
went
through the whole thing?
Yeah, on the hardest difficulty.
Why?
Well, I just started it on the hardest difficulty. And then I just played through the rest of it. There's a part in that where it's just like you're riding around on some worms or something, or like moving platforms that go like upside down and sideways and stuff. And it is the most disorientingly bullshit thing in that whole fucking game because enemies can just hit you from everywhere.
That sounds awful. I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah, no. So that was definitely the worst achievement I ever got, to the point where like it's a badge of shame. So there's that.
One day I'm gonna have to like go through my achievements and just be like, oh yeah, I remember just killing myself for that. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I've said that, I've answered that question so many times. So, second question from Thomas. On my first run through of Street Fighter 2, while I was fighting M. Bison, my roommate's cat walked across the SNES and managed to eject the game by stepping on the button. Do you have any similar stories of freak occurrences screwing you over when you were close to beating a game? I kind of just mentioned it, but I was going for that Bladder of Steel achievement where you can't pause the game. So we
Yeah.
taped film cartridges
Yeah.
to over top of the guide buttons of both the guitar and the drums. And my
Okay.
friend still managed to hit the film cartridge in the right way that it bumped that guide button, and we had to go to bed.
Wow. Jesus
Because
Christ.
that counted as a pause, and you're not allowed to pause the game for that achievement.
When I was really young, Super Mario 3 was the big jam because that had just come out, and I was playing through it with two player with my dad. And my younger brother walked into my room or whatever. We didn't. There was no save system,
Right.
so we were on World 8, like in the last
Oh,
area
man.
where there's the black, like it's a fully black screen, but when you move your character, there's a little ring of light around you, sort of thing. It's like almost at the end. We left it there for a while for supper or something. Came back and my brother had turned not the PlayStation, the NES off, and I just punched him in the face. Just like, you fucking piece of shit. It's like, you ruined my life. What are you doing? And then later on,
I wish you were never born.
yeah, I was so fucking upset. As far as cats go, I've been streaming something before, and then my cat turned off my computer. So,
I want to say my pets must have done something, but nothing is really coming to mind. There was a weird moment. This was the time my 360 red ringed, and it only red ringed once. And I was playing Batman Arkham Asylum, and it
yeah.
was during the first Scarecrow section where
Yeah,
he starts the game over, but now Batman's in Joker's section or
sure.
in Joker's spot. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is weird. I'm clearly hallucinating and stuff, right? But when that sequence started, all the color on my screen went to shit. Like there was way too much like pink weird things everywhere. And I'm like, oh, this is really weird. And then my
Mhm.
TV screen turned off and my Xbox red ringed, and it wasn't supposed to get all weird colored.
Amazing.
But I just was like, oh wow, Scarecrow's really messing with me. And then I guess my Xbox broke, so he was really messing with me.
He really fucked you over.
Yeah. So that was just kind of a weird occurrence of something breaking for me.
Sure.
John writes in, have you guys ever played a game that you kind of initially hated or were frustrated with, but stuck with it and eventually pushed through the wall to eventually loving it?
Okay, so quantum theory is not part of this then. All right.
Kind of hated and then loved it.
Oh,
There's definitely been
man.
a lot of games where I just kind of hated, but was like, this is tolerable enough. I'll just go through it, but not.
World of Warcraft,
Okay.
for sure. Because I hate the beginning parts of MMOs. The only reason I kept playing it was because my friends at the time were playing it. So,
Hmm.
oh my God. This is
I
an
can't think
unusually
of.
tough question.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many games that I'll go in, like if I'm playing it, I probably know something about it. Like I'm probably playing it because I heard it might have been good, so I'll go into it with like I hear this gets good at some point, blah 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 blah. Like there's so few games that I just know like nothing about before
Hmm.
going into them now.
I kind of don't hold myself beholden to like have to finish a game anymore because I don't do reviews anymore. So I turn off a game if I'm not having fun with it and put in another game.
Sure.
That's like that's just what I do. So no, I guess there isn't.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either. If I think of something, I'll come back to it.
Hmm.
He has an example for him though. He had an experience, or he writes, I had experiences like that with Street Fighter Third Strike, which was mostly a skill level wall, and Mass Effect, where a bunch of gameplay elements, like the Mako tank, frustrated me and caused rage quits, but the story elements made me stick with it and eventually came to love the series. Actually, I'm going to steal that answer. Yes, I did not like Mass Effect 1 when I first played it. Loved Mass Effect 2, went back to Mass Effect 1, enjoyed it again. So Mass Effect actually works for me.
I loved Mass Effect 1, and then loved 2 even more, and then couldn't go through 1 again. So
Okay.
I guess it was the opposite for me.
You know what I feel like would have been a good one for that is Final Fantasy 13, because I kept hearing that game gets great 20 hours into it.
Sure. I never got that far. I got 13 hours into it and turned it
I
off.
actually got 13 hours too. Holy smokes!
Okay.
That's
There you
crazy.
go.
And I always remember that number because it's the same as the game.
Right, exactly. So what they mean by Final Fantasy 13 is not that it's the 13th one, is that this is the hour wall where you will stop playing the
Stop
game.
playing it. All right, last question from Trevor. He says, I went and saw Mr. Peabody and Sherman this weekend.
Oh,
man,
God,
I heard that
okay.
was terrible. And it got me thinking about how children toys, games, and movies can be entertaining and also in some way or form educational. Did any of you have any good educational games that you enjoyed playing with, or any educational shows or movies you enjoyed watching when you were younger?
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show changed my life.
I feel like almost every kid's television show, at least when I was growing up, was educational in some way. Like they always had like a lesson you'd learn by the end of it of like,
Sure.
don't be mean.
Like even South Park kind of did. So
Right, like there's some kind of lesson, but then shows just ended up being about like I watch Adventure Time now, or I'll watch like Teen Titans Go.
there's
and
literally
it's like,
nothing.
and it's like they're about to like, okay, now they got to wrap it up and tell you what the lesson was, but then the credits will just start playing, and that's part of the joke. And they've even played with that where they're like, man, I felt like there's a lesson to this.
Yeah.
And the credits will just keep going or something.
Sure, yeah.
I'm trying to
G.I.
think-
Joe was a big one because they
I
had
watched,
the end thing.
Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely did that. I'm trying to think of games. I played a bit of Pajama Sam.
The Mario is missing games are pretty much that. You learn about some basic history bullshit in those. Go through different time zones.
There's all three. Tons of history on that one.
Actually, yeah, kind of, but like no.
Game, though.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of like the really younger like children's games as well are like, or not even really younger, just a lot of just games in general, like puzzle solving. Like, does that count as educational, or does it have to be like explicitly educational? For
Okay, so Leisure Suit Larry in Land of the Lounge Lizards back in the day was an 18-rated adult game because of the fact that your whole thing is trying to get laid, basically,
Sure.
or whatever. And it was on the old school like PC sort of thing, like the Amiga, not the Amigas. It was after that, like very old PC. And my dad had it, and
Great.
I learned a lot about that, like the '80s era. Because what
They're
they
gonna say
did,
like a woman's body.
no, what they did is that the age gate was at the beginning of the game. You had to answer like 5 questions that only an 18-year-old would know, like about Nixon or about like who like Peter Fonda was and stuff like that. That like only an older person would know. So by playing that over and over and getting locked out, having to restart the game and like read all the answers and learn them. I learned a lot about that era.
I thought this was eventually going to just be like, I learned how to pass age gates when I was really young. You know, you just change the year to something lower this one.
I learned hack systems. Like, that was pretty
All
informative.
kids eventually learn how to pass the age gate.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't condone passing the age gate on this show.
No, you could just grow up faster.
All right. That's going to do it this week. For anyone who would like to write in next week, the podcast's email address is topdownperspective@gmail.com. You can also send in questions on Twitter. It's @TDP Podcast. And our Facebook group, you can also post questions there. Just search Top Down Perspective on Facebook. Paul, what was your game of the week? What was your favorite game that you played this week?
Payday 2! Yeah.
Whoa. Yep. My favorite game that I played, it's probably Rayman Fiesta Run. Just, yeah.
Okay.
Like, Shovel Knight's great, but, like...
Murdered Soul Suspect can't be it. I'm sorry, it just can't.
It won't be. It's probably Rayman Fiesta Run, yeah. Oh, no, but you know what? Oh, man, I've had some really good Shovel Knight moments this week.
You can say Shovel Knight again. I said it twice, I think.
I know, I'm just thinking, like, because I can only pick one. Oh,
It's Shovel Knight,
Yeah,
obviously.
I've had more fun with Shovel Knight,
Of course you
considering I'm
did.
not even listening to Rayman most of the time.
Sure.
All right, yeah, I have Shovel Knight, and that'll do it for this week. I have no idea if John's here next week. I have no idea what his schedule is, so
Oh, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
we'll figure it out. We'll talk to him. We'll see if he's going to be here, but at the very least, we'll be here next week. So thanks everybody for tuning in.
Bye.